Hey everyone, I'm in Manhattan. I actually forgot how awkward it was to be in Manhattan and try to do footage. I've been in my apartment too much, and this is totally awkward. Anyway, so I'm about to interview Lloyd Kaufman. Um, you know, it's an interesting time period. We're all sort of coming out of the epidemic, and there's not that many independent film distributors left in the United States. Wish me luck. I mean, does anyone ever come out of the woodwork and say, "Hey, you know, Lloyd, you done well. You're."
Stan Lee was a big supporter. He got us into Marvel Comics, and I was friends with him until he died. And John G. Avildsen, with whom I worked on Joe, Cryuncle, Rocky, and we were lifelong friends. He was realistic, but he also would say to me, he told me I had a bad reputation and that there's no chance I'm going to get hired. But as a director on some bigger stuff, because obviously the stuff I do is rather personal.
They taunted him. They tormented him until he had a horrifying accident and fell into a vat of nuclear waste, transforming little Melvin into a hideously deformed creature of superhuman size and strength. Melvin became the Toxic Avenger, the first superhero born out of nuclear waste.
But he also, would say, "Hey, look what you've accomplished. You've got this company that's been going for all this time. You've created the Toxic Avenger and Sergeant Kabuki Man NYPD. There is a Troma universe: Dolphin Man, Class of Nukamide, the Cretans." But nobody cares. Nobody wants to care because there's not enough in it for them. New York Times wants the advertising, so they have to twist themselves into a pretzel to say that a zombie movie brought to you by 20th Century Fox or the fifth iteration of Chucky, which isn't even a movie, you can't win. It's just, I don't know what more I can do. And the Toxic Avenger remake, let's see. I think that's going to be very good. But we're only minor players.
That director I like.
First of all, he's a great
actor, and then his movie I Don't Feel at Home in This World.
Yeah, it's terrific. We are very fortunate, legendary. I knock on wood, but they get it. They get it, and Macon Blair gets it, and Dinklage was a Toxic Avenger fan. What's interesting is. I wanted to ask the cast when I was on set, did you hear of the top? Most of them weren't even born when we made Toxic Avenger. And it's remarkable how many people enjoy the film. It's just, unless we have a huge amount of money and the right PR people, we're fucked. We're dead in the water, basically. The only reason Troma's still here is our fans. That's the secret sauce. Our fans, they book our theaters. They gave us money for #Shakespeare Shitstorm. We got about 10% of the budget, we got $35,000, not quite 10%, from Bad Dragon. Bad Dragon is a company that makes adult toys, and they gave us $35,000 just to help us as patrons of the arts. They didn't even ask for a piece of the movie because they knew that it wouldn't really be, it'd be better to buy Google stock. And the cast of #Shakespeare Shitstorm, everybody on it was a Troma fan, and it was the greatest experience of my filmmaking career because everybody was so devoted to the movie. And we ended up making a $50 million movie for under maybe $500,000. We did 9 days in Albania. Terrific place to film.
So, yeah, why was that? Just cheap?
We got a deal we couldn't refuse, thanks to Justin Martell, who has a specialty of developing industries or travel or tourism in obscure new places. And he he had a relationship with the Albanian government.
I was curious if there was any Shakespearean quotes, or even within Shitstorm, that you felt applied to you or Troma.
Oh, fuck yeah. I waited until I was in my dotage to tackle The Tempest. I would have done it when James Gunn was around, when we did Romeo and Juliet, but I wanted to wait till I was old. And boy, I'm Prospero for sure. It's a play that's druggy as hell, and has a monster, and it's got fairies and a beautiful love story, and it's Troma all the way. So I'm Prospero, and I feel it.
Our revels now are ended, and these, our actors, as I foretold you, are spirits, and are melted into air, into thin air. And like the baseless fabric of this vision, the cloud-capped mountains, the solemn temples, the glorious palaces, the great globe itself, yea, all which it inherits shall dissolve.
Do you think overall low-budget features have been valued in the content wars?
Well, I think the word independent has been stolen by the establishment. And indeed, there are some giant companies, but they're all being distributed through a small number of these international media conglomerates. So A24, indeed, they're producing some very good movies, and let's see how long they last.